Hi guys, it's still Inspector here. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Flux nodes and their potential to earn passive income. So we all know that the merge is fast approaching and that we are looking for solutions to earn crypto after the Ethereum merge. Flux nodes might just be this solution. For those who don't know, a node will store, spread and preserve blockchain data. Therefore, it can be said that the blockchain exists on nodes and is the framework and skeleton of the blockchain. Now, all blockchains have nodes that confirm blocks and store data in those blocks. This is how decentralization works, as nodes can be set up all over the world. Normally, nodes don't come with rewards, but on the Flux network, they do offer rewards. This is why it can be used as a form of passive income before the merge, and we can collect rewards from the nodes without having to mine on a GPU. So when it comes to the Flux network, the Flux operating system is powered fully by these Flux nodes. These nodes are geographically spaced all over the world so that the Flux network can be assured that their apps are accessible by users at all times. So now let's get into how much the node is going to cost and how much they can bring in. So Flux nodes work in a tier system. There is currently 3 tiers of nodes and possibly 2 more on the way. The first tier is the Cumulus node. This is the smallest node that they offer and will cost 1,000 Flux in collateral, which is around $1,000 right now. Now right here we have the hardware requirements for this node. So if you don't know much about hardware, the first 2 requirements are about cores and threads of a CPU. So you need 2 free cores and 4 free threads to run. The next requirement is the RAM, so you need 8 GB of memory RAM. After that we have the memory, so we need 120 GB of just memory instead of memory RAM. The last 3 requirements are around your internet speeds and speeds of your memory. Now, if you don't want to deal with all these hardware requirements, the Flux team has a renting options spreadsheet where they recommend different renting options for the nodes. So instead of setting up the node in your home, you can buy the node and rent the hardware. As you can see here, it shows the price, location, type of node you can rent. Now let's go back and look at the last part of the Cumulus node. This is the deterministic block reward. This is how you make money on these nodes. So the way it works is that whenever a block is mined on the network, the reward is split into 4 parts. The largest part goes to the miner, which is 50%. The rest is split between the nodes that confirm the block. As you can see here, the Cumulus node gets a 7.5% split, which is around 5.6 Flux per block. Now the other 2 nodes, which are the Nimbus and the Stratus, will also get a share of the block. The Nimbus will get 12.5%, which is 9.3 Flux, and the Stratus will get 30%, which is 22.5 Flux and 30%. So the reason that the Stratus and the Nimbus receive more is because they cost more collateral to put in. They require also larger hardware. If we look here, we can see that the Nimbus requires 12,500 Flux, which is around $12,000. It also requires double the hardware requirements of the Cumulus node. Now the Stratus node, which is the higher tier, costs 40,000 Flux collateral, which is around $30,000. And that node requires way more hardware to run as well. So now that we have gone over the hardware and how the block reward is divided, let's get into the dollar revenue you can expect from these nodes. So firstly, we have the smallest Cumulus node. This is the 1,000 Flux collateral. So per day we can earn 0.5 Flux of the native coin and 0.25 of the Flux parallel asset coin. So if you didn't know, parallel assets are basically another coin that resides on the Flux blockchain. Right now, if you mine 1 Flux coin, you get 10% of a parallel asset. Because there are 5 parallel assets released, you can get 50% of the coins you've mined or earn from the node. So every day you can earn 0.75 Flux using the Cumulus node. Now if we scale that to a week, we can earn 5.3 Flux a week, and if we further that to a month, we can make 23 Flux a month. Next, let's get into the revenue of the Nimbus node. So per day we can earn 5.2 Flux, then per week we can expect 38 Flux, and then finally after a month you can expect 166 Flux. The last node is the Stratus node, so you can earn 16 Flux per day. In a week you can make 118 Flux, and in a month you can make 490 Flux. So that's the revenue you can expect when you buy these different nodes. Now I know this doesn't seem like a lot because you have to put a lot of Flux as collateral, however it's a very steady stream of income when compared to the state of mining right now. As we have seen, the merge is coming and these nodes are part of the plan to beat the Ethereum merge. Because the mining will become a bit unsteady in the months to come, I'm putting a plan in place to earn a steady income whilst the Ethereum merge is happening. The plan starts firstly with mining Flux up until the merge. Once the merge happens, I'll take that Flux that has been mined and I'll put it as collateral for the node. This way we don't spend any money on buying Flux and instead used all the mined Flux to put into the node. This will then supplement our income while the mining is unprofitable at the time of the merge. I think these nodes are great, but if you want to set one up yourself, it will take a bit of knowledge and some time to learn how to run one. On the Flux website there are links to Flux Labs' YouTube page where they run through various tutorials on how to set these up. The Cumulus node can easily be set up on any laptop and they don't require that much hardware. They also have tutorials on how to set a node up on a Raspberry Pi, which is a little computer in which you can use as a cheap alternative to buying a full PC. So in the current market, Flux nodes can be looked at as expensive, as not many people have $1,000 spare that they can put up as collateral for these. However, Flux is going to be releasing their other tiers of nodes which come at a much more affordable rate. These will be coming in either Q3 or Q4 of 2022. So the first node is called a Titan node. This is designed for Flux users to pool their Flux into a node pool, where the profits are shared based on the amount put in. This gives a focus on entry-level investors and small miners. The minimum required Flux is 50 Flux and it can go all the way up to 250 Flux. They are aiming to do this to be sort of a staking pool and will be released on the Flux operating system. This node is also different to the others as the collateral will be locked up for a certain period of time. You have the option of 3, 6 or 12 months. Once the lockup is over, your collateral will be released back to you. I think that this is a great idea as it helps people get into the space with a small amount of money. We can probably expect a small amount of Flux coins in return, but at least some coins over the year. Right now I don't have enough Flux accumulated to get a full node, so I might be putting my Flux into this node pool if I don't mine enough in time for the merge. The other node that they are going to be rolling out is the Cirrus node. This is a very small node and only requires 5 Flux as collateral. This node really isn't to make money from, it's more for those who are interested in learning about nodes without having to pay loads to get into it. These nodes will be completely off-chain and the low collateral will reduce the barrier of entry. You can, however, earn from these nodes if you decide to have dApps installed and running on them. Obviously, we don't know the amount of rewards gained from this, but I'm sure it will be very small as 5 Flux collateral is very small as well. Last thing we need to go over is the return on our investments for various different nodes. So I want to explain that the market is at a very large dip right now, so these ROI figures are going to be off for a bit. However, the ROI will change if the market decides to go up. Lastly, we have to remember that you get all the collateral back once you choose to close down your node. So therefore the ROI doesn't mean much because you can always take your original Flux out at any time. So in today's current market, the ROI on the Cumulus node is around 40 months. For the Nimbus mode, it's around 45 months. And for the Stratus node, it's around 70 months. Now this sounds like a long time, but I said we had a dip of around 40% in the last couple of weeks. So these ROI times are likely to be around 1/3 of what they are currently. As of now, all the parallel assets aren't released on the network, so as I said before, you'll make 50% extra. When they are all released, you'll be earning 100% extra Flux from both mining and running a node. This implementation of these parallel assets has been one of the driving forces of profitability for this coin. Since they have been introduced, we have seen the whole Flux ecosystem explode, and now is one of the top coins to mine as a miner. And it's breached the top 150 coins on the market. I think that once it breaks the top 100, we'll see more adoption of the coin and in turn will add value to the price. We could also see it hit up to $5 a coin in the near future. So I hope you guys have given thought to about maybe putting some Flux into these nodes so that you can earn more passive income before the merge. If you didn't understand anything in the video, please join the Discord below and I'll answer questions that any of you have. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe for more content like this.